All right, you're watching Nathan's Weather Show number 670 for Thursday, April 6, 2023. And as you know, yesterday we had the tornado warning out west by 30 miles. And I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about what happened back on Tuesday, because I never got the chance to do it yesterday because of the tornado coverage I had to do. So let's go to it. Let's see, where do we start here? As you know, moderate risk of severe weather issued for pretty much the same areas that have been affected that was affected on Friday. Very similar area, but luckily did not go up to a high risk, which a lot of people were expecting, but never happened. Here's a photograph reading from my area on Tuesday morning at around 7:30 p.m. It says potential hazard type. Read that. PDS tornado. However, the tornado risk was only 43% and hail was 86%. So, reading this, I knew something bad was going to happen, but nothing did come out of it. This was a little bit after an EF2, I believe an EF2 tornado touchdown near Prophetstown, Illinois. This supercell rolled right over my school. We'll get to that in a little bit. Remember, this is Tuesday, so there's that storm there. It was not tornado warned. It was tornado warned a little bit before this. As we move along, the storm starts getting a little bit stronger. Rotation starts getting a little bit better. And then this thing near Dixon started forming, and this thing was pretty cool. Luckily, as far as I know, no tornado touchdown, no tornado warning with it either. Yeah, but, I mean, that looks like a CC drop right there just north of Dixon, so we'll see if the Quad Cities confirms it or not, or that's just a radar or something. But then you had about 3-inch diameter hail near Oregon, because there's purple on radar again, just like last Friday near Canton. So I'd like to see how many windshields were damaged there. Probably a lot, actually, considering the purple. And it's in a much larger area than what it was on Friday. I mean, rotation started getting more broad there. And this was a view of both storms, or at least this one on the bottom. This one was the one that near Prophetstown that produced the tornado. It was moving south of me, and it moved right over my house. Oops. I mean, yeah, there looked like there was a rotation right there, just southwest of where I was at my school. But nothing showed up at CC, thankfully. And this is a picture of some of the hail that fell with the storm, because I believe about a quarter-inch size hail fell, which was pretty loud, actually. A lot of my friends in my class were looking at me like, what's going on? I tell them, don't worry, it's just hail. They were all freaking out because they are not a weather enthusiast like me, and they don't understand the severity of a storm unless you diagnose it. This was out in Montgomery. It looked like about maybe baseball-sized hail, but it did not look good. Here was a tornado watch that was issued for this area, northern moderate risk, considering the likelihood of a tornado here. And there were a few, and we'll get to those in a little bit. Now, keep in mind the supercell down at the bottom of that box. There's the moderate risk and convective outlook. This was near Columbia, Mississippi. Possible rotation on this supercell, possible tornado on it. And then a little bit later on, just when it was north, near Centralia, had a pretty good hook, had a pretty good rotation, but no tornado warning. So, where are we here? I believe we are near Birmingham, Illinois. This is around 6:30. Rotation started getting pretty good there. Started getting a little bit messy. We're a little bit further from radar. This was right before the tornado the supercell produced an EF1 near Industry, Illinois. Northwest or west of whatever of Springfield. So this is right when the tornado was about to get going, and this was a mothership supercell. It was a beautiful looking supercell from pictures I've seen. Yeah, so the rotation was like right about there. It looks like it went northwest of town. This was southeast of Des Moines, right before this storm went tornado warning, because it's just obvious there. It's obvious what it looks like. And then right after that, look at that tornado vortex signature on radar. It was most likely a tornado there, but here's a better shot of that. Near north of Lacona, east of Melcher, Dallas. That looked like a pretty gnarly storm, and then this came out of the Lewistown EF3, high-end EF3 with 160-mile-an-hour winds. This is Storm Chaser Chris Risk from Denver. His car got rolled several times by the Lewistown tornado. Luckily, he was okay. However, a lot of people started flaming him for getting too close to the tornado. He's just doing what he's doing. He made a wrong call. And luckily, he was able to live through this and walk away without too much injuries. As you saw there, that was the supercell. This thing, I don't know why I did not chase. It was the most beautiful supercell you could probably ever see in Illinois. But that I wish I really, really chased. Let me find something here. This was the Lewistown EF3 when it had a satellite with it. I believe it is that thing in the middle. I don't know what the thing on the right is. I don't know. Maybe the one on the far right is the supercell. But the one on the left for sure is the tornado. It was about 0.37 miles wide. And it looks to be about that. I don't know how far away this picture was taken, though. And look at this shot. Some guy got a picture of this hitting the Sears Tower. That is a beautiful shot. You saw that from the World Trade Center, One World Trade Center. You see those a lot, but you don't really see much lightning strikes hit the top of the Sears Tower. This was around 3:40 a.m. near the town of Marble Hill, Missouri, in the south part of the state. 5 deaths occurred with this EF2 tornado, which is one of the deadliest EF2s on record, which is scary. And then this was a tornado, severe thunderstorm watch that actually woke me up at 4 a.m. yesterday. Encompassed all of pretty much the vast majority of northern Illinois, except for the county that Galena is in. I'm not sure the name. It was until 11 a.m. because of that squall line you see on the left side of the screen. And this was getting scary because there was a possible tornado near Bishop Hill, Cambridge, Atkinson, Illinois. You could see the little there. Nothing at correlation coefficient. And this continued to go north. And then tornado warning was issued for Amboy, Lee Center, Ashton, and Sublette, which got hit by both towns. Amboy and Sublette both got hit by their own respective tornadoes on Friday. This was, I'm not sure, actually I don't know where that was. I think I have an idea, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. This was the tornado warning that prompted me to start the forecast early. It was about to my west by about 30 miles. It was right over Paw Paw. You could probably see there. You can see that green starting to wrap around a little bit. It was most likely a tornado there. And you've probably seen the forecast by now, but it was about 30, no. But yeah, there. See, that looks pretty significant. That looks pretty good to be a tornado. There was also reports of one over the NIU Stadium. So I'm just waiting back to hear if that did do anything or not. This was about 15 minutes before the storm hit. This was exactly 24 hours ago. As you can see the storm off in the distance, but this is 10 minutes later as the storm started getting a little bit closer, but it was much darker in this picture. My camera loves having that light, and my floodlight in the backyard makes it a little bit worse to make it a little bit brighter. This was one of my friends who recorded this video, I believe in Maple Park, and he was saying his house was shaking. He was telling me that. And this was right before the leading edge hit me. Looked like there was a rotation right over Caneville, headed right for Elburn. And this was when I told people I told people in Elburn, people I know, to get into shelter that absolute second because they needed to, considering it was a possible rotation that could put down a possible tornado in a town where I know a lot of people. And then you got, this is probably the best shot I've taken of a storm. I wish I had a little bit of a wider lens because it was getting a little bit close, but this is a pretty good shot. I could only imagine what it looked like from my bedroom window. As you know, I love taking pictures out that window because of the cornfield behind my house. This was just like 2 minutes before the storm rolled in. It's not the best image because it's cut off a lot. You could see that leading edge of that storm there. And this was right as it was overtaking my mom and I. She was driving me to school this day. So, because as you know, the buses got delayed and I wasn't going to wait around for a while, but oh well. So it was a pretty gnarly storm, just to say the least. And, oops. This is a tornado warning near north of Pine Bluff, between Pine Bluff and Little Rock yesterday. And this was the storm timeline. This is from one of the news stations in Springfield or wherever. This was when this was talking about the storm, and just look at this. This was a very similar path to the one that tracked over the same area on Friday. However, it did not put down an EF3 plus tornado, luckily. And now some more staggering statistics. This is tornado outbreaks with 100 plus confirmed tornadoes in a single 24-hour period. Look at that. 2011 super outbreaks number 1, 74 super outbreaks number 2, 2020 Easter tornado outbreaks number 3, December 2021 Midwest derecho tornado outbreak 4, tornado outbreak of January 21 through 23, 1999 is 5. And look at this, number 6, tornado outbreak of March 31 through April 1st, 2023. So it is quickly approaching the top 5 of the most tornadoes in a 24-hour period of all time. And that is a staggering statistic, knowing that I chased that tornado event. So, and this is damage from the Lewistown EF3, high-end EF3. The house was swept off its foundation. I believe this was a house. Kind of looks like one. But we'll see. I'll try and get more information about that there. Yeah, on the ground, 18.7 miles, 0.37 miles wide, 4 injuries. I'll get the track map later. It was on the ground 24 minutes as well. So, after that ramble, no severe weather chances in the forecast except for a small area of a slight risk today near D.C., but no tornado risk. So the tornado potential is gone for a while, and so is the storm threat for my area as well. But anyways, right now in North Aurora, 30 feels like 21, humidity 73%, dew point 23, winds out the west at 11. No chance of rain in the forecast. Those 80-degree temperatures are gone, but it could come back later. Sunny skies majority of the day today and a high of 50. And with that, that's Nathan's Weather Show, number 670 for Thursday, April 6, 2023. And just as a reminder, tomorrow's Good Friday. Forecast actually is going to be early, though, because I'll be up in Wisconsin Dells for my brother and sister having a wrestling tournament. Again. But it's in the Wisconsin Dells, so I'm not too concerned about that because I haven't been there in 9 years, so whatever. I guess it's a win-win situation for everybody. But anyways, stay safe and goodbye.